If you're a UI UX designer looking to level up your Figma game, you're in the right place. Today I'm excited to share 10 Figma productivity tips and tricks that you probably didn't know about. These hacks are designed to save your time, streamline your workflow, and boost your creativity. Whether you're just starting out or you are a seasoned pro, these tips will help you get the most out of Figma. So grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive into this together. Starting at number 1, we have right click to pen. Now in Figma we oftentimes use the scroll wheel on mouse and then sometimes use hold space while dragging in the canvas like so. However, in the latest version of Figma, you can use the right click button without pressing the keyboard shortcut to span through the canvas like so. Now to enable this feature, what you would do here is click on the Figma icon and then go to preferences and then click on the right click and drag to zoom. You can also enable how to use scroll wheel zoom if it doesn't working for you. That way you can use the scroll wheel and as well the right click to pen in the canvas easily without pressing the keyboard shortcut. Number 2, we have zoom to fit canvas. Now when you zoom out and you have a lot of things in your Figma canvas and you want to zoom right away into the selected item, what you will do here, if you press Shift+2, it's gonna zoom you right straight to that thing, rather than just scrolling and then just coming here like so. You can directly zoom to the selection by pressing Shift+2. Or if you press Shift+1, you can then zoom out from the entire canvas where you can then see the items like so. And then if you press Shift again +2, you can zoom out into the section. If you want to delve into the zoom setting further, you can click on this setting and you have different setting to control this. Coming up number 3, we have adjust interface scale. Now you probably might be struggling with the Figma UI since it is a web application. If you have a really huge monitor like 1920 by 1080 or maybe 4K, in that case you would be struggling with it. The kind of monitor that I have, it has a 2K resolution, but if I try to use the Figma original UI, as you can see here, I'm struggling to read the text here. Now for some reason, if you want to make this UI bigger, now if you press Shift Ctrl plus Alt plus the equal sign, you can then zoom in into the UI. Or if you press Shift Ctrl plus minus sign, you can then zoom out here from the UI like so. As you can see, you can also enlarge the UI by going to the option here, by go to interface scale, then make larger, make smaller, or you can set it to default as well. Pretty amazing feature, and I love to use it here on the high resolution monitors. Coming up number 4, we have the hide UI. Now oftentimes you want to see the entire canvas only and hiding all this UI here. In the latest version, what you would do here, you can click on this and it's gonna collapse the UI like so, which is kind of intuitive, right? If you click it again, it's gonna reveal it. However, there is another way as well. If you press Ctrl plus /, it's gonna hide the entire UI from Figma canvas. Or you can use the command plus / in a Mac and it's gonna reveal the canvas, as you can see here like so. Number 5, we have quick access to setting. Now in Figma there is a lot of setting. If you want to go into the Figma and then go edit, you have so many setting here. Simply you would be struggling to find some of the setting. Well, there is a better way to search the setting. If you press Ctrl plus / or command plus /, you can reveal the search menu where you can search the setting. For example, if I search here scroll wheel setting, as I mentioned in the beginning, as you can see here, I can interact from here right away. Now as you can see here, my scroll wheel is disabled. It's not zooming me but rather scrolling me through it. But if I want to enable it again, I can press again Ctrl plus / or command plus / and then type here use scroll zoom wheel, and as you can see here, I can then zoom in into the canvas like so. Number 6, we have open multiple images at once. Now in Figma we have a really amazing feature. You probably might be familiar with, but if you're not, it's really fantastic, and there is a cool tricks I'm gonna show you. So if I click on the rectangle icon and expand the rectangle icon, you can see here we have image. If I click on the image tool and open up here this images by selecting all of them, and if I click open, as you can see here, it's gonna take a few seconds and attach this 10 icon to my cursor and telling me where you want to paste it. Now I want to paste it at the top view of my mobile version. I can select it here like so, can zoom out again and then paste it here, all of them scattered around like that, which is pretty intuitive, right? You can then zoom it here if you want. Now in some cases, if you want to fill certain area with images at one time, just like as the rectangle, as you can see, I want to fill this rectangle with images at once. So what I would do here, again go into the image tools and select these 5 images, since we have 5 rectangles over there, and then select it. Now as you can see, I can simply, when I hover over, it's gonna change that view to blue, and I can paste her right away, and it's gonna fill those rectangles for me right away. I can then use it here in my UI and things like that. Like you can use it here in anything. It's fantastic feature. I love it. Coming up number 7, we have scrubbing shortcuts. Now oftentimes when you want to scrub the values in Figma canvas, you would be struggling to use her the drop down. Like most of the time it might be suffice for you, but if you want to exceed above 120, that's where you would want to use her the scrub tool. Like as you can see, if I hover over it, it's gonna change to the horizontal double arrow. I can scroll through it like so to make it bigger and bigger. Like it, of course, you can use her for anything. It doesn't have to be only text. If I select this canvas, I can use this for this as well. Like it's everywhere in Figma. It's pretty intuitive and fantastic. However, there is a cool trick to make this faster. Like if you want to make it faster, if you hold shift while scrub through the values, now I'm holding my shift here. Now, as you can see here, it's gonna speed up this scrubbing process really fast. Coming up number 8, we have select and edit multiple text at once. In Figma, we have recently amazing feature that allows you to select text multiply and then want to edit them in one go. For example, let me show you. I have these 2 versions of web, right? These 2 frames, web version and web version with slices. Now if I want to make a changes here, timeline of UI UX, right? And I do it here like so, then again I had to do it here separately, right? Which is kind of weird. I had to copy it here to paste here and then again adjust it. Sometimes like you have to struggle here, right? So as you can see here, it was really painful to change here. If I have, for example, I don't know, maybe 20, 50 kind of similar things as you would see here in UI UX design, you would be struggling to change her individually separate. If I select this and then click on the multi-select matching layer, it's gonna select this for me. Now if I want to edit the same text, because since they are both same, I would select this another tool which is called the multi-edit text. Now I can edit them at one go. I can choose her, for example, if I go here to the left side of the project, I can type her UI UX. Now it is struggling with the gradient, by the way, but as you can see here, I can update the text on one go. Now this is way more intuitive. I just simply have to select the text here and then change the color to white color, and as you can see here, it was really fast. Coming up number 9, we have use slice tool. Now slice tool is one of the fantastic features that allows you to slice the one part of the presentation or UI or anything in your Figma and then export it separate. Now for example, let me show you. I want to export this area as a separate canvas, right? Like there is no simple way to do it here in Figma. If you want to export it similarly, you're gonna have to make a duplicate like that and then delete this whole entire item, or if you had to, you can scroll down all the way here and then make this thing like that by pressing Ctrl or Command, crop this like so, and then you're gonna have to export it, which is really painful experience. Now if I go into the slice tool and click on the slice tool here, what I can do here is simply select this area like so, and as you can see here, we have the slicer. Now make sure the slice is above all the layers when you selected it. For example, the slice tool was really nested. This is the main frame, which is the web version, and I put it at the top. That way it would grab all the layer under this slicer. So now what I can do here is click on export, and then if I click on the preview, as you can see here, I can easily export it here and then choose here the export slides. It's gonna separately export the entire image. For example, for some reason you want to multiply export this, what you would do here is again select the slice tool here and then make a copy of it, adjust it properly, 1920 by 1080. You can set the resolution here 1920 by 1080. It's gonna export it in that resolution. Now as you can see here, I have 2 slices. I can then of course continue on all the way here, to create slices of the entire presentation and then export them separately. Now just for demonstration, I have already done it, by the way, in this right side menu. So I would want to show you, how to export all this in slices, this entire presentation. Now what I would do here is scroll and select. I would select the top one and then scroll all the way here where all the slices is ending in there, and hold shift while selecting them. As you can see here, all of them is selected. Now what I can do here, click on the JPEG here and then export 63 layers. If I click on that, it's gonna take a few seconds because it's really too many images. I'm gonna go back to my folder, create a new folder here, and type here slices, and then hit save. Now if I open up my Explorer, as you can see here, all the slices come here in order. Anyway, so let's move on to the final tip, which is the mask tool. Now, this is really beginner kind of tip, but I want to show you if you don't know. For example, if I create here, rectangle here, or assuming ellipse tool, and I want to put image here, right? So what I would do here is that, let me import the image from my folder. If I import this image, and I want to, reveal this within the circle only. So what you could do here is kind of put this above over the circle and select both of them. Now here is another tip, by the way. Now while using the selection, if you hold space, you can move the selection and then select the area in your canvas. As you can see, I'm holding my space here. Left click of my mouse is, I'm also holding it. I can move it while the space and left click is hold the selection. It would select these things like so. Like kind of basic feature, I just wanted to show you here. You can select here, doesn't have to be with too precision from the beginning. You can move the selection as well while holding space and the left click selected in mouse. Now as you can see here, I have selected this only. I wanted to show how to use mask. Right click here and then click use as a mask. Now as you can see here, it doesn't fit here. What I would do here, press Ctrl or Command and then click on the image here and then click on the crop here. Now I can zoom the image like so, to fit to the canvas, or I can press here fit to canvas, which would also kind of, you can then scale it here like so to fit it into the canvas, the entire image. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys like this video. Let me know what was your favorite, and also if I missed any of the important tips, I would love to know in the comment section below. Anyway, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And also if you like my overall contents, I make videos every single week related to technology and design. If you'd like to support this channel, smash that subscribe button with bell notification. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.